What is up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with my own review of Love and Marriage Detroit, the return of this show that nobody really was missing because y'all cut this season off when it just started. We are still in the beginning of this season. Y'all cut the season off when we only had 6 episodes, but whatever. So we complete the time of Brandon being invited back into the house. And Brandon and Christina have recognized that they both have had their childhood trauma that has been affecting their marriage. And their children are asking Brandon, why did he leave? What did he do? They were mad. They were sad that he left. And he said, I'm going to do my part into being a leader, being a better husband for mommy, and blah, 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 blah. I've been keeping up with Christina and her Instagram since the show went off, and I have not seen her post any photos or pictures of her and Brandon. I've seen her in her little influencer outfits. I've seen her and her daughters. I have not seen nothing in regards to her and Brandon. It's not like y'all were supposed to, but I don't think that Christina and Brandon are back together. Especially by the time this was filmed and I'm looking at present time, I don't think they are. And you say you're ready to be the leader of the family. You say you ready to be the father that you need to be. I don't believe it, but whatever, Brandon. Moving on. We have Latoya and Antonia. Another scene that I found boring because I feel like their household is not filled with issues. Believe it's Antonia, he's going to create issues because he wants this type of attention. And Latoya wants to have an open conversation with her children, especially her oldest son. He's in the 7th grade, and he's not giving her any new information about what's going on in his life, what's going on in school. Does he have a girlfriend? No. Her other son is hiding on the table. It's almost like he is shy in front of his mom or he's shy in front of the camera. And no details was given. Anthony says maybe they don't feel comfortable talking to you, but they love you. But I'm thinking that it's the space you're not giving them, for to be honest with you. And Latoya felt like she's been feeling a lot of mom guilt because she's not as present. And Anthony is the main one at the house because I don't know what Anthony does since, he's the one that's carrying on the present parent mode at this time. But he wanted to tell her that, you're here. You do our daughter's hair, you help her buy clothes, you do everything else, but quality time is needed too. And Anthony says in the confessional, the boys don't feel comfortable talking to Dr. Thompson because she is a perfectionist. And if she doesn't like what's being said, she'll watch over them, she'll hover over them. Why did you say Dr. Thompson in the confessional? Why didn't you say they don't feel comfortable talking to their mother? But when he tells it to her face that you are a perfectionist, you tell me all the time about the things I do wrong. I ain't got no issue with it. But the way your kids probably feel, the way you come at them, they probably don't like it. And she does admit that she has a high expectation out of everybody and that she does criticize everybody. Then Latoya, you need to do some self. Then Latoya, you need to do some self-reflection because you're not a perfect individual, ma'am. You have flaws like everybody else. We've seen your flaws on this show. So there's that. With Anthony, sometimes I think he likes to point things out to present like there's an issue, or as far as like he likes to point things out about Latoya. That's a problem. And that he's the perfect parent. He's the cool parent. He's a parent that get it. But I do agree with him and that Latoya, you might need to be a bit cautious when talking to your children. Because do you present a safe space for your kids to open up to you? So you might want to lower your high level expectation when you're just trying to have open conversations. If they do things you don't like, don't criticize them and make them feel bad about it. You need to allow them to learn and make mistakes and guide them along the way. Because don't look for a way to be disappointed if they don't do what you want them to do. But moving on from there, now we got Kobe, Latoya, and Kimberly, they're having coffee. Colby is complaining about being pregnant, and she is about 7 months at this point. I'm tired of her complaining about being pregnant. So Kimberly rushes in with her fur coat, apologizing for being late. And then Colby reveals that her and Russell are looking into Colby and Russell are looking to get an au pair. Kimberly thought to do the same thing, as well as Latoya, but then they didn't find it comfortable having a stranger live in their home. Well, that's what an au pair is. It's a live-in nanny. And Colby, why are you in a rush to just find someone you can just dump your kids on? Why? So Colby has gone through the hiring process and found a nanny she's completely comfortable with. And Colby thinks that she is explaining something new by saying that the African American community was not fully informed, was not fully educated on what an au pair is. I gotta know what the way you kept saying au pair. It's au pair. And I'm like, Colby, folks are aware of what an au pair is. Just because you're saying in the correct term doesn't mean the definition is any different. It's a live-in nanny. It's a nanny who you are paying to watch your child. It's a nanny who you are paying room and board for to help with chores, help with your child. Like, I don't know who you talking to. I'm not an invalid, and I don't think anybody else who watches this show are invalids either that doesn't know what it means to have an au pair. Moving on. Um, Kimberly talks about her meeting with Christina. It didn't go well. I had to rewatch my old review just to remember what the hell the problem was. But they didn't come to no resolution. They agreed to disagree. They are in the same circles. They get invited to the same places. We just say hi and bye and moving on. Yeah, because that whole props moment you thought you ate with Kimberly, you tossing old Christina's designs. This is stupid, stupid, stupid. Um, yeah, that's it. Also, Kobe, I forgot. Let me say this. The way you're making it seem that is so out of the norm for African Americans to hire someone to help watch their kids, girl, it's not given to me. You live in a life of rich and famous. I mean, Russell got good job and everything, but girl, I am having a really hard time trying to understand what kind of sympathy Kobe is expecting from everybody because you really want to paint a picture that you are a single mother who don't have any help. Girl, you are getting paid to be on the show. You're probably getting paid for all of the endorsements you have. Russell is getting paid from his businesses. You are not struggling, Kobe. You are probably in a much better tax bracket than other women who are single mothers, who is dealing with raising children all by themselves with no help, with no means of affording a nanny, affording a fucking babysitter for a couple of hours at least, even daycare. So, yeah, the immaturity and the lack of awareness that Kobe is giving to me, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. So, Brandon and Christina have a double date with Lakita and Bravo. They want to be more intentional with spending quality time with one another. And Bravo is renovating one of his bar lounges and he wants to transform it into a sultry type of jazz bar, meaning there will be live poetry readings, live music. It sounds like a great place. And it would be a great place for Christina if she ever was to put out a full album to have a single release party. Lakita is still on that energy about making sure that Bravo knows that while he is out on a new project, he still needs to come up with a way of being home in a decent time. Lakita, I understood your reasonings when you revealed it when this season started, but I don't want you to be mad every time Bravo leaves the house that you want him to be home in a decent time. Once you put out your reasonings, once you put out what you expect, allow him to work through it. Because the more you want to keep on saying, make sure he comes home at a decent time, it's given to me that you don't like how your husband might behave differently when he's not with you. Your husband might get involved in things he shouldn't be involved in because he is a married man. And Christina, I don't know if it's real or not, but Christina is going to sign up for Brandon's boot camp and how he is regularly training his clients to be ready to be a full-time artist. And I don't know what she means about how don't have enough time, but he's like, we have a whole house together. She can train however she wants to train. So for me, it's kind of like, Christina, do you really want this? Do you really want to be a musician? I mean, yes, you sung in church, your family is full of singers, but do you really want to be a singer? Because the way you're just putting all of the energy on Brandon, putting the effort into your artistry, why aren't you putting the effort into your artistry? Why aren't you coming up with ways of making sure using every single free time you have to train your voice to be where it needs to be, practicing scales, working out, practicing dancing like Chelsea was doing with you? Like, I'm okay. Okay, Chelsea. Okay. I mean, okay, Christina. Okay, okay. Moving on from there. We saw the difference with Brandon and Christina's parenting style because Christina provided structure, order, discipline when he wasn't there. But now that he's there, he's the more fun parent. He's allowing the girls to do whatever it is they want to do. The same with Bravo and Lakita. Same thing. Bravo's the fun parent. Lakita is the drill sergeant. So then we talk about the man's movement that Anthony had on the first part of the season, and Bravo didn't get an invite. He was included in the first one, but didn't get an invite for the second one. Brandon was invited, but Brandon showed up, I think, towards the end, and he's wondering, like, what's the issue? I ain't got no problem with Anthony, but why wasn't I invited? I wondered that myself, because why wasn't he invited? And Bravo and Brandon were very serious about Anthony moves funny. Anthony moves very sketch. He likes to act like he's in support of you. He likes to act like you're his road dog, but nah, this man will dog you out behind your back and laugh at you in front of your face. And we've seen Anthony act like this season. So, what are their opinions about the new couple? Lakita has met Kimberly before, but she has not seen her act that way. And Bravo, he still feels some type of way about how Marcel never apologized to him with the way that Kimberly and Christina were going back and forth on his anniversary dinner. And he just wants to know where his mindset is. Yes, he's seen Marcel a couple of times, but I guess he figured at some point Marcel needs to realize that what you allow for your wife to do wasn't cool. And I need you to be a man and let me know that that wasn't right and apologize. Because Bravo feels like with me and you going back and forth, we can have that because that's how our friendship has developed. We're like brothers and sisters. But when I got new people who I don't know and they think they can come in and disrespect my event and think I'm going to be okay with that, and no, I deserve an apology. So I'm going to have them figure out a way to apologize to me. And I agree with Bravo, but I also feel like, how long has it been since the anniversary party? How long has it been since y'all have seen one another? Haven't you seen Marcel out before? And did he apologize to you, or were you waiting for him to understand what he did was wrong? Like, I just want to know, because I understand Bravo's feelings. I do. But if you're not expressing it so someone can understand it, then they're not going to get it. But moving on from there, we got Latoya again. She wants to come up with a way to make sure that her sons find it comfortable talking to her. But Latoya, you went extra to rent a traveling bowling alley, and then you wanted to compare yourself by how you're fun than dad. I might be a better parent than dad, right? I'm more fun than dad, right? And they said no. Like, don't buy your kids affection, Latoya. Like, I don't know if you think that being able to afford to do something like this is supposed to change your kids' perspective about you, because I don't think that your kids loves you because you do these extravagant gifts for them. I think it's your presence and it's the way you have conversations. And if you have conversations with them that makes them be more inviting, then you won't need to constantly bribe them with a traveling bowling alley on wheels, which looks fun. It looks expensive to do, but what are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish with that? It is a realization that you do love your children. You love to be around your children. You guys have fun times, but don't look for a way to correct them. Even if you don't like the way they're talking or the way they're expressing things or the way they're doing certain things, don't look for a way to criticize them, because you're giving off you're a fun sucker. I understand you want them to grow up successful. You want them to be mindful and appreciative that what you have provided for them to live comfortably. But not everything needs to be a learning lesson. Not everything needs to be, this is what I'm raising you to become. This is what I expect out of you. You're not going to always need that moment. You just need to have a space where you and your kids can just talk. You ain't got to bribe them with bowling alley on wheels, bribe them with an all expense paid trip. You got to bribe them with fancy top of the line shoes. You don't have to do that. The way that you had this be presented for them to go outside in the cold, to walk into a trailer where it's their own personal bowling alley, like that was just too much for me. I'm moving on. So now we get Anthony's dinner. It's a dinner that he wanted to host. He wanted everyone to have a good time so everyone can enjoy good food, good company. And will this be a part two of what took place at Bravo's anniversary? I still stand on the fact that Anthony was enjoying Christina being confronted by Kimberly. And I don't know what Latoya doesn't want to see, that her husband is messy, because he's looking forward for some mess to come out of this event. And when Bravo and Lakita arrived, Lakita and Bravo hugged everybody else, but Bravo did not hug Anthony. Bravo says he has no animosity towards Anthony, but you feel some type of way though, Bravo, but maybe you're looking for another way of expressing it. You're not using this as the right moment, but come on now, Bravo. That's petty. But I feel like you probably have already seen the way Anthony moves, and you're not going to express how it makes you feel just yet. It is what it is. So then, as Kimberly and Marcella rise, we also see Christina come in, and Brandon came in after her. And Bravo and Brandon wore the same exact sweatshirt. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And the only person who had to have something to say was Anthony. And he said, I don't know if Bravo and Brandon shop in the same store. I mean, they probably couldn't, but I think that Brandon might have watched Bravo put it on in front of him and wish he can wear it the next day. Like the way that he said this joke, it was insinuating that Brandon is eyeing Bravo, like he is liking Bravo, and he is liking how Bravo looks, liking how Bravo dresses. But it's more than just trying to copy to be like him. It's like you're trying to make it seem as if this man is really like interested in him, like he likes him. And I don't understand. Are you jealous? Do you wish you could be matching with Brandon? Do you wish you could be matching with Bravo? Because you have an internalized obsession with these two men. And I don't know why, Anthony. I really don't. You wish you could be cool like them? I don't know. That's what it's given to me. Or you wish you could be like them? I don't know. So when the waiter came and asked, does anybody have any dietary restrictions, any allergies? And Anthony blurts out, no nuts for Brandon. He has a nut allergy. At that point, Anthony was drunk. And I don't know what the hell that came from. Like, what is your problem? And I'm already thinking, maybe I'm too dark for thinking this, but I feel like Anthony blurted out that because he want to say that Brandon likes to suck dick or he's a dick rider. He loves to kiss ass towards other men. But I feel like that's how you presented yourself, Anthony. Like, I don't understand why you have these undercover homophobic type of slurs or statements towards Brandon. I don't know why. Why is that the first thing you bring up? Like, I don't know. I didn't find it funny. I found it out of pocket. I found it like it made no sense for you to say that. Like, what you throwing slugs for when Brandon never said anything to you? Like, I don't know. Probably because maybe from what took place at the end of the first part of the season, that Brandon called out Anthony for not trying to be accountable and apologize to Chelsea. Maybe that's what it is. Because I keep forgetting that the issues that Brandon and Anthony were still having, and Brandon still calls out Anthony for him not being accountable for what was said about Chelsea. Maybe that's why he is constantly nitpicking at Brandon. Because I just feel like we're starting over. Because why is you coming at Brandon so much? Maybe that's just me. And while everyone was laughing and talking and having different types of conversations, Bravo points out that, oh, I can see how y'all are getting loud and angry like I did in my establishment. So Kimberly did apologize. And she didn't like how it turned out. And He said, okay, I just didn't feel like y'all really wasn't being accountable for what took place. And Marcel was like, why didn't you say something? Well, I did. I said, can y'all stop? But Marcel felt like I would have respected you if you had said you had an issue at that moment. But Bravo said, well, that's not me. I don't know if you would have accepted me telling you, hey, can y'all calm this down? This is my event. I would have felt like you might not have received it. And there's a difference between Marcel and Bravo. Marcel thinks he doesn't have to know anybody to address them if they do something wrong. Well, Bravo runs differently. I think that if I don't want to move forward with you because I don't know you and I've seen the way you move, I'm going to step to the left. And I am still in the process of getting to know you, and I am recognizing how you handle conflict. I'm recognizing how you handle certain situations. And Russell is understanding why Bravo wants to address this, but he thinks that he is messing up Anthony's dinner for it. Please. Anthony was already lighting the match for the mess to start. Okay. So Anthony is not really mad of Bravo checking Marcel in this moment. He wants mess to go down. And Kimberly said, I've apologized. I don't know why I'm apologizing again. And they said that they wanted to apologize to him, but he was busy, so they didn't apologize. That don't make no sense. And I did forget that Kimberly did apologize in that moment at the dinner. And Bravo understood. He left it alone. But what I didn't like was Marcel saying that he didn't argue with anybody. So he don't need to apologize, or just him saying, I didn't argue with no one, so my hands are clean. Ain't about that though, Marcel. It's about your wife getting out of character at a special moment for me. And you did not say nothing about it. But in the end, Marcel did apologize. Now, so Kimberly and Marcel were in their confessional, and Kimberly is talking about how it's a reach that he wants to still carry an issue with us. We've apologized. We're not doing it anymore. And from what took place at his establishment is not the worst thing that's ever happened at his establishment. I've heard that there are worse things that have occurred. So, Kimberly, I want you to remember that you said that in your confessional. When it comes down to you being asked about what worst things have you heard of what took place at Bravo's establishment. Keep in mind though, if you got ear in the streets about how you heard certain things, don't be shocked and don't be surprised about somebody asking you later on what you mean by that, okay? Because this is Bravo's business and reputation. You are throwing out a vague statement for. So, moving on from there, Brandon reveals he's back in the house. Christine's happy to him being home. Russell needed some advice from other parents in regards to what age do you stop your kids from sleeping in the same bed as you? Because Kendall has her own room, but she doesn't sleep throughout the night. She still finds them and sleeps in the same bed. So what do you do? Well, most of the parents said that, well, it pretty much comes with you keep on trying to have them get used sleeping in their own beds, okay? Because Kimberly mentions our daughter didn't sleep into her own bed until I was pregnant, and she was over the age of 5. And you got Lakita. The same thing has happened to my daughter, and she's 9. So you gotta just keep on the routine of reminding your kids that they need to sleep in their own beds. Keep going until they get it. Because I have that experience as well. I have my son and my daughter who are 4 and 8, and they still find ways of coming into the bed with me and their father, and they have their own rooms. It's just something that kids have to learn how to grow out of. There's no perfect age for it. You just got to have them work through it. So then Anthony blurts out about how I'm going to take Russell's approach and hire a French nanny. Colby says she's not a nanny. That's what she is, though, Colby. She's a nanny, a live-in nanny, okay? And either Latoya told him or Russell told him, because Anthony just kept on going off about how, yeah, I heard she's a baddie, too. I don't understand that. I don't. So Bravo said, is this something that happens in the Black community? Because I didn't know. Hiring nannies is not normal, but it's not uncommon in the Black community. It's just some Black people prefer the old ways. I'm not trusting nobody around my kids but me. And I can take care of my own kids. I don't need help like that. And my thing is, why are you guys not using daycare as an option? Why y'all need a nanny? You do realize that at some point your kids are going to be at an age where they need to go to school. So that's my thing though. Like, I ain't saying that there isn't anything wrong with having hired help, but do you really need hired help? Because if that's the case, though, Colby, you can register your child to go to daycare. She's at the age where she can go. And your daughter that you're pregnant with, she can go to daycare as soon as she's 8 months. That can be a helping hand for you. You don't need to hire someone. You can register to pay for a child service. That's just me. But that's just me. Uh Latoya reminded Anthony that they did have a conversation about a au pair, but he said, no, we didn't. What were we doing? Like, I feel like Anthony likes to embarrass Latoya and she doesn't say nothing about it. So that was pretty much it from that dinner. And I feel like Kobe got very uncomfortable with the way that maybe she felt like everybody was making fun of her or Anthony was making fun of her. But I don't think that Kobe was excited about this conversation. I feel like maybe she thinks it's a joke that she's really trying to find someone to help her with her two children. But I don't understand. I mean, I don't get it. It's probably just me. But majority of the couples were saying no to no more children because majority of these couples have about 2 or 3 kids and they're all like, I'm done. You men need to get a vasectomy. That's it. That's all. And I feel like Kobe is not in that conversation yet because she is afraid of what else is going to occur right after she has this second child. So she doesn't feel like she has the ability to say, no, I don't want no more kids. Because everybody else is saying, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. I mean, look at me, I'm done. And I got two, I'm done. But I don't know. I don't know. And we're going to continue on because we end things off with Kobe having an argument with Russell. It literally just picks it right at the argument about Kobe feeling frustrated that Russell is not helping her with potty training their daughter. And he's not focused on the regimen of getting her on a routine of learning how to be potty trained because he has a lot on his plate right now. He has his regular job. He's trying to get the gym open. So, no, his priority is not helping his daughter learn how to go to the bathroom. And I feel like, Russell, I understand that you don't think it's a priority, but you need to be aware of how your daughter is learning how to go to the bathroom because how is it going to work if Kobe needs to run an errand and she leaves her daughter with you and you don't know how to handle her or take care of her if she has an accident, if you don't know what to do? So she says it's sad that she don't care that she's 3 years old and she's not potty trained. And I don't want my daughter to be left behind and not learn how to go to the bathroom on her own. And also, we're about to have a brand new baby. So having 2 kids in diapers is really a problem for me. But Russell is being his typical narcissist self, trying to point out that he retired Kobe from working so she can stay home, be barefoot and pregnant, and be the main person responsible for taking care of the kids. So he can put all his focus on the business and leaving him free from the responsibilities of raising the children. Because since Kobe isn't working, she does her influencing thing, but that's not going to be her main attention. Her main attention is to her main attention is to the children. And I can tell that Kobe was frustrated, and I can also tell that her daughter was afraid of saying something because as soon as she walked to Russell, she asked, "Do you have to go potty?" And Russell looked at her pamper and it was full, meaning she did not express that she had to go to the bathroom. And that was Kobe's whole point. She wants her to talk so she can let her know, Mommy, I got to go potty. Russell was about to change her, but Kobe said, No, I'll do it, knowing that she's frustrated. But their daughter wanted Russell to change her. And then she said, I am mad at Mommy. And Kobe said, That's inappropriate. Well, Kobe, you're going to hear that a lot often because my kids say the same to me. It's because I am checking them on what they need to know better at. I'm checking them about what they know, what they're not supposed to do. And Russell has said in the confessional that their daughter Kendall has expressed to him that mommy fusses at me, mommy is upset at me. It's because Kobe is trying to implement to her daughter that if you got to go potty, tell mommy. And I can understand where Kobe is coming from. The consistency of trying to teach your children how to go to the bathroom and teach them how to express if they have to go and let someone know. I can understand it. It's a repetitive order. I'm sorry. If me reminding you, me asking you every 5 minutes is because I want you to install it in your brain. Mommy said if I have to go, I have to say I have to go. If I remember I have to go potty, I have to go to my potty. That's what you have to do. You got to keep it up. It's a consistent thing. So it looked to me like Russell was trying to rush the conversation because there's a meeting he needs to attend and there's something else he needs to figure out. And Kobe is just tired. She is tired of having to take care of her child and be 8 months pregnant. Okay. And she feels like you don't work with me in regards to if she has an accident. Meaning you don't make sure she's on the schedule. You don't make sure that if you tell her that it's wrong for her to go potty, you don't reprimand her. And I said it earlier. How would it work though, Russell? If there's a time where you gotta watch Kobe, how will it work, Russell? If there is a time that you gotta watch your daughter by yourself and you gotta be mindful of how much did she drink? Did she go to the bathroom? Did you monitor her movements? Like, how would it be if you're out with her and she makes an accident? Do you know how to change her? Do you know how to clean her? That's tiring that you gotta be mindful of those types of accidents. And she did tell him, when you know your child is wrong, you have to reprimand them. You cannot shield them and protect them from not being told what they did was wrong. I have to agree with that. Russell does admit he doesn't want to be that parent that is a disciplinarian. He doesn't want to be that parent. But you got to. We'll get over it. You got to reprimand your children. You can't be all protective and soft. And just because you are a girl dad does not mean you got to just, but she didn't do nothing. It was an accident. Don't worry about it. No, I'm sorry. And Kobe feels like I'm going to be the bad parent because I'm the one that's going to be putting the most discipline on both of them. And they're going to be like, Mommy is the bad guy. Daddy is the cool dad. Trust me, I get it, Kobe. But you are going to have to just deal with it because wanting him to reprimand his daughters, you're probably not going to get it. But you need to do your job and reprimand them because kids need structure. Kids need discipline. Oh, well. They're going to get popped. They're going to get spanked. They're going to get a whooping if they do something wrong. And she was pretty much breaking down at that point. And this is why she's exhausting. This is why she needs help. This is why she needs assistance. And Russell is not doing his part. And Russell is just like not understanding why Kobe is behaving like this because this was the plan. And maybe Kobe is reneging on the plan. Maybe she can see the future flash before her eyes about not wanting to be in that type of situation, not wanting to be solely responsible for raising children. I want to have a life outside of this too. I want to have other things occupy my time than this too. So Colby calls him out for being dismissive to her practically all day, And what does Russell do when he hears he's being dismissive? He is dismissing that he has made her feel some type of way with saying that he had to wake up at 6 in the morning. He had a meeting at 7. He didn't get a chance to complete the meeting. And he had to do this, he had to do that, and he is not hearing Colby. Like, I have just as much of a hard day as you do too. But what I got to deal with, you think that I should just suck it up and accept it because this is what I'm supposed to do. And it's like, I cannot. This is exhausting because I feel like you're really trying to justify your behavior with not recognizing that you are hurting her in the process. Your behavior is affecting her, and you're not recognizing that how she's expressing it to you is an issue for her. And that's where it pretty much leaves off. But Kobe, let me tell you this though. This is the reason why you are fighting for your independence so much when it comes to him because you didn't want this life. I mean, he has done countless things without your approval or your opinion. He quit his regular 9 to 5 job to go into divinity school. He bought a gym without bringing you along for it. And now he's expecting for you to just accept the consequences of being a mom and having 2 kids. And even though he's on board with you having help, I feel like he's going to monitor how much free time you have once you get the help because he thinks that that's not that person's job. That's your job to be everywhere with the kids, not have free time. Are you still influencing? And I think I said it before. Russell don't think that you being an influencer is a rewarding job. but it's something that you like to do. But you prefer it to be done on the things you like to do. You don't want it to be done on baby clothes and promoting baby content. You want things that makes you happy. But Kobe, I don't know what else to say as far as like you need to come up with a way of monitoring your emotions and monitoring what you're expecting out of this, because Russell is set in his ways. Okay, he's not changing. And I don't see how you could be surprised about his demeanor for this as if you did not know. I am thinking that how would it be if you had a boy? Would you be protective like he is for his daughter to not be reprimanded? Because that's how mothers are sometimes. Mothers are very protective over their sons not being reprimanded when they know they need to. And daddies do the same thing to their daughters. They are protective of their daughters. You think that it would be simple if you had a boy and not a girl? I don't think it would. I think y'all be the same. But I mean, that was pretty much it. That's all I have. I don't have nothing more. I'll see if I still stick it with this season. But please stay tuned for my next video, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye.